Use them wisely.
Just first, how did this game all come together?
Yeah.
And why is this a good
Well,
matchup for you?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea anytime that you can, use this platform to be able to raise money, for families and communities that were, affected by the tornadoes and in the state of Arkansas. But we really just try to search out, teams that are different and then, teams that are talented that have been very successful. And obviously they've been very successful, and their talent level is very high. They've produced a lot of NBA players and done a really good job. So anytime you can do that, you're really just kind of checking all the boxes, across the board. So we know it's going to be a difficult game, and rightfully so. It's what you want. You want to see some things that you're like, oh, okay, this was a strength of ours last year, and early in the season this year it's not, or maybe it is. And you just want a fair assessment where you are. And I think sometimes with some of the opponents that you have in exhibition and scrimmages and stuff, you don't get to that. But when you play Cincinnati or Providence or West Virginia or Dayton or Arkansas, like the teams that we've played, we walk out of there, whether we win or lose, feeling like we're a better team and we have a better assessment of where we are.
Will this be a real game?
This will be a real game.
Like, won't stop and do some instruction, or will you?
No, this is a real game. Like, this is on television. This is a real game. Yeah.
And do you go to, hopefully it's not a silly question, but do you go to play to win?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, yeah. Well, what else is there?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the prep work the same as any normal game, or is there
No,
other
the
things
prep
you're
work's
trying
not
to
the same because they don't have, film like we don't have film. It's probably a lot easier for them because we have so many people returning. They don't have as many people returning, even though most of the guys on their team have had, a great deal of experience and success at other schools.
Would you like to do these public scrimmages more often as opposed to the secret ones? And will there be an opportunity for maybe Purdue to host one?
Yeah, hopefully we can host one. I think that would be great, because I think we could sell out. Like, I think it sounds like they're going to, sell out also. So they have a great fan base. We have a great fan base. Anytime you can do that, and for whatever cause you're playing for, because there's a lot of causes out there, and I'd like to be able to do something like that and do that for some things in this community, because I think that's what's cool about things. There's so many great national and world, different things for us to do, but there's also like your own community. So like there's, whether that's homeless or whatever that might be. You think about 15,000 people here, and everybody pays $50 to get in. You're raising a lot of money there.
Do they present a style that you've struggled with in the past, Arkansas?
I wouldn't say that we've struggled with. I think anytime you deal with a high level of athleticism, that's where, the thing that knocks you out more than anything. It used to probably be switching, and I wouldn't say that's been an Achilles heel for us, even though it still bothers us at times. We've done much better with that. Just that ultimate pressure from high-level athletes, I think that gives you the most trouble. Like, if you can run your stuff and you can be clean, we've had a lot of success. When people take us out of that and they really pressure us, now we've been able to really develop and get better in those areas, but it still kind of rears its ugly head. It never ultimately goes away.
You talked about how this is a pretty similar roster to last year. How do you feel like this team compares at this time to how you feel going into the season last year?
Yeah, obviously we played Indianapolis versus Cincinnati, and we had some success there, but we also had some struggles. We didn't shoot the ball great, but they gave us a different look, and that's what you want. But I think it helped prepare us. Obviously, we had a good non-conference the last couple of years, and that's what you want. You want to get these tests and be able to pass these tests and just keep growing and getting better. And it's a little different for us. Obviously, we play a couple conference games, after coming back from the Maui trip. And, things kind of run in succession there. If you look at our schedule, like, we don't have much of a break. And then, for us, like, the teams, that are considered low to mid-major, we actually have had more problems than the elite teams, which makes absolutely no sense. But that's where we are. So just a good thing to keep you up at night, right? So, but it's why you play the games. It's why you prepare, and hopefully we can be better this year in those games.
Is there a lineup you're looking for tomorrow, or at least maybe a group of individuals that you want to see some extensive time out of?
Not really. I mean, obviously we're going to start a team. They make you do that. But no, like the guys that will start, I think have put themselves in a good position. It doesn't mean it's concrete, and that's where they stay. Or it could mean that's where they stay. Depends on how they play and how they play together. But we'll see how things go. That's what, some of the other games that you play that, it's clearly that in some of those games are dog fights, and some of those games you can see clearly that it's going to be a blowout in those games. Now you can get everybody time and they can get that experience. This isn't going to be one of those games. Doesn't mean everybody's not going to play, but it's just, it's hard to play 12 people. In those games when it gets out of hand really early, it's a lot easier to play, 12 people. So.
Who will you start tomorrow?
We will start Braden, Fletch, Lance Jones, Trey Kaufman, and Zach Edey. I know the last one shocked you guys, and it was game time decision.
How far did that go to put Zach in the lineup? Was that just recently that you decided?
Yeah,
to do that?
He had a good practice yesterday, so we slid him in. We'll see how he does.
Last year, you said you weren't surprised by your team's success. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you're not going to be surprised by anything after. But what do you hope to kind of have more clarity on after this game?
Two things always jumps to me is just, how well connected are we defensively? A lot of things go into that, so you can branch out of that and get really detailed. But just do we know what we're doing? Are we going to follow our rules and play hard and have an edge to us? And then can we execute without turning the basketball over? I think we have a chance to be a really good defensive team and a really good offensive team. And when you do that, you help each other. Our sport's so connected on the offense and defensive end. So if you take care of the basketball, you just keep setting your defense. If you're forcing turnovers and you're dominating the glass, it's helping you in transition. So I think those two areas is what we're always striving to do and make improvements.